All right. I'm flying solo today. When Lucian's away, Jigsaw OTS will play. Tale as old as time. Okay, my plan today. I'm not going to go online because I don't think I'm ready. Quite honestly, I don't think that I can handle it at the higher echelons. I could probably climb quite a bit more than I have already from yesterday. But I think a better investment, I was talking about it yesterday, would be to go into not time trials because that mode is cringe, but free roam, but trying to practice time trial shortcuts just to get familiar with what shortcuts are in the game, try to learn vaguely how to do them. That's all I'm really shooting for. But in order to do that, we have to actually watch some of the world records. So I went through a few tracks. I went through 7 of them. And I can show you which ones exactly. What cart do people use? The blooper. Right. Still don't know why. But yeah, I went through, learned shortcuts vaguely. On Airship Fortress, I went Shy Guy Bazaar. Is that Whistle Stop Summit? I always forget the name of this track. Mario Bros. Circuit, Wario Stadium. I tried to learn the Wario Stadium shortcut. I got extremely tilted and threw a temper tantrum trying to do it, but did eventually. I was able to hit it sometimes. It's just really hard to hit when there's other players on the map and they can bump you. That's what makes it really fucking hard. But I also think that the finesse will come with time as far as how to land on the second rail. I could try to show it, what it looks like. We'll give it one try. Just to see if I'm warm right now. I won't be. I have not touched this game since yesterday. No warm-up whatsoever pre-stream. But basically the way that the shortcut looks is you go up this wall, you flip off like this, you climb the next wall. There's all kinds of shit you can do with this rail. I cannot be bothered personally. And then you have to land on that rail. I'm personally right now, you can call me a pussy or whatever, I'm too afraid to do a bunch of tricks on the rails because I have gone flying off. I've been burned one too many times for it. So I will never be doing that again. Yeah, so this is a problem. I was getting really, really mad because if you fuck up the routing on this even a little bit, you are just in the mud. Like, there is no good way about it. It's pretty much all or nothing once you get to that point. The first wall was pretty hard to, like what the fuck just happened there? So, I was talking about this yesterday too, how there I almost got to the rail, and it looked like a little bit, from my perspective, that it was trying to pull me towards the rail. And it was not successful, but because it did, I was at kind of a weird everything in a physical sense. Okay. Yeah, I feel like if you're just not going to make it up, you should just trick off of it. Yeah, and then, yeah, if you land on the wrong side, you are just fucked. But also, I think the angle kind of matters too. Like, if you go too wide... I don't remember if it was on this track, actually. I was going to say, I think Lakitu picked me up, like, too early once, where I thought I was going to land on it, and I would have been fine. Maybe it's just copium. But, yeah, I was at this for... I don't think it was even an hour, really. But it was enough for me to get pissed off. It's just quite tilting. There's a lot of pieces that need to go right. But yeah, if you miss the rail, you can just trick up to it from the second ramp. Like, see, like, it feels so variable, right? Like, I feel like I'm doing a lot of things the same, or nearly the same. It's obviously not the same, because I don't think there's actually an RNG component or anything like that. But it feels like random fucking shit happens sometimes. And it's like, I just have to roll the dice and hope that I get it. Yeah, like, there I'm just fucked. It's really hard. If you don't get it right, there's not really too much adjustment you can do to save it, right? There's not a lot of improv potential. It's just kind of like you get it and it works really well, or you don't get it and you are fucked in the ass. Like, you are fucking helpless. See if I can make it. I just want to demo it. That's the whole reason we're here. Like, see, I go too far, I go too short. Like, I feel like my starting angle of even going off that ramp can feel so drastically different. I literally could not tell you what I'm doing differently. And I think, I mean, maybe it's related to just the amount of speed I have going onto the rail or something, because it seemed like there was a difference between when I caught the rail and rode it all the way versus just catching the end of it by tricking off the second ramp. It's possible. But I don't know. I've kind of had this problem, especially with Mario Kart, and particularly this one, just because it's new. Like, I didn't really try to grind shortcuts or anything crazy for Mario Kart 8. I just watched the staff ghosts and try to do what they were doing, which is probably the best route, honestly, when you're first starting out. I feel like tricks like this you shouldn't be trying to learn out the gate necessarily, but I'm an elite gamer, right? So I should learn how to do this shit. See how I'm just absolutely fucked, and there's like, you land in the fucking mud. It's the worst thing ever. Well, 9/11 could be worse. But regardless, it's pretty bad to mess up. And it feels almost not even worth going for. I feel like right now, the most that I would reasonably go for in a race is tricking off the second ramp onto the rail, and then trying to get to the second portion that I have literally not even demoed at this point. But it looks really cool if you can get it. And I think it'll just take some time. I think it's something to get used to mechanically in this game, like how much air do you keep when you do tricks? How can you manipulate your momentum in the air? I feel like once you get used to that kind of movement, a lot of things will become second nature, and it's not really about grinding frame perfect patterns of inputs, and more about like knowing where you need to be at what time and what the routes are. See, notice how there I tricked off of it and it kind of like held me against the wall. Fucking Kabe-doned me. It was really fucking uncomfortable. Did not like it at all. But there's definitely a lot to get used to with respect to the rails, and the wall riding is a whole thing as well. Okay, there, I don't know how to tell you this, chat. I was mashing trick, and it just was like, let's do nothing. I got so pissed. I think it was doing this track, because it feels sometimes like the game is just ignoring your inputs. And I was thinking it was a controller thing. I was like, I've had this problem on Switch 1, where the Joy-Cons are just really, really bad, and they'll occasionally disconnect, which on the Switch 1 would manifest itself in whatever button you were pressing on one of the Joy-Cons, it would continue to hold that input the entire time you were disconnected. So what that would look like is driving directly off the map. Because it would be holding A. You would not be able to let go of A because the Joy-Con desynced. And you'd be going in a straight line. I guess in that scenario, the joystick is what would desync. So maybe more what that is, it probably isn't actually even that it saved the input. I think it was, now that I'm thinking about it out loud, because I always imagined it as like, oh, it's like it's holding the same button that it was holding before, that I was holding before it desynced. But now that I think about this scenario, I think it's the left Joy-Con desyncs, so I don't get to move side to side, but I'm still holding A because I'm playing Mario Kart. I'm always fucking holding A. So the problem is that I'm going straight, and I can't change that. Either way, the Joy-Con desyncing, I would just drive off the map. And it happens more often than you would maybe think. So there was one time I was at a bar at a Mario Kart tournament, and the level of competition was pretty high, but it was doable. Could have won. But I remember we did one Grand Prix, it was Grand Finals, and in the last race, right at the beginning, I just drove off the fucking side, and I just never caught up the whole race. It was one of the F-Zero ones. Big Blue, Mute City, I don't fucking know which is which. But it was one of the ones, well, I guess both of them. It was the one that doesn't have laps. I think it's Big Blue. Yeah, it was Big Blue, I think. Because it's just all boost panels the whole fucking time. Not really a lot of shortcut potential, not really a lot of chance to catch up. It was really bad. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm buying a Pro Controller. And I did. And then things went very differently the next time. But I think that was a combination of A, having the Pro Controller. And B, I played the game for a week leading up to the tournament. So I was more in tune with Mario Kart. Because the first time I kind of just went and I was like, I've played Mario Kart, I'll be fine. And I was kind of fine, but it's winner takes all, so I was not that fine. I just gotta hit it once, man. Here, yeah, there's a but like once I get more comfortable, I can deal with this. Okay, let's go. Yeah, this is it. And then once you hit that, you're home free. You just trick off the side of the ramp, the rail. I keep saying ramp and rail interchangeably. It's going to be very confusing. And then you charge trick here to jump over the boost so you catch less air. And you mushroom through here. I usually fuck it up. Catching a little bit of dirt's not a big deal. And then that's a lap. That's what it looks like. So I did that, and I think I only hit it like one lap or something. But still faster than the staff goes. It's not that crazy to beat. But yeah, I was doing Bowser's Castle before. There's a really cool cut there that you can do. And I was doing it yesterday, so I think we all know what it looks like. I think what I'm really in the business of is just moving on here. So I've done these 7 on the left, and I'm just going to go through. And my plan is I watch the world record. So going to look at... What the fuck do you mean? Alright, whatever. The plan, though, I don't need the game open to explain, is just to watch the world record, vaguely see, like, what are the main shortcuts they're doing, then try to learn it. And I want to try to learn it outside of time trials. Up until this point, I was doing everything in time trials. But I've heard that free roam is a lot better for it, for learning shortcuts, because you can rewind and get your item back. So, I don't even know what button you use to rewind. I've literally never done it a single time in the however many hours I've played of this game. So, it'll be a learning experience to use it, but I think everything will be a lot more streamlined with it. But, yeah, I think that learning the shortcuts will definitely help me. I think this is an investment. I have perhaps less fun playing the game for a little bit. Try to learn the shortcuts. And then we'll be able to have more fun in the long run. So, okay, let's see. You just pick whatever. At this point, it feels like I just am a penguin man. But I don't want to be. Okay, I keep doing that. Alright. Bochiyama, is that right? Dude, I can't read Japanese. Okay. Part of the problem with this game is the tracks are so complex. I feel like watching the world record, I'm just going to be sitting here with stars in my eyes and not be absorbing anything. Oh, wait, I did not. I was like, there's no fucking way the world record is on my build. But we just saw it was Wario. Something wasn't adding up. Okay. So we can just view it. He is in the baby blooper, though. Yeah, I personally say that I wish I could see it as not a ghost. It just feels like it's so hard to make out what the animations are sometimes. It doesn't really matter that much. I literally already missed what happened right at the start. See, situations like this, it's like you choose right or left path. I don't know if one is even necessarily faster than the other. They look like they're exactly the same. Yeah, like, going off that wall... Am I actually going to be doing all that? Oh, you can just jump that. That's crazy. And riding this wall, probably that's the main thing. You can go through the lava? I would have assumed you'd die for doing that. Okay, so you do a charge trick against the wall. I'm downloading it. This actually seems relatively simple overall. There's nothing too crazy going on in this map. I don't know how hard that is to make either. It looks super flashy, of course, but... Yeah, rewinding would be so powerful. If I could just, like... be like, oh, I didn't quite catch what happened there. And then... go back. Wouldn't that be a cool function? But I appreciate at least that you can see 3 laps, right? So... I get a lot of time to process what's happening on the screen. Just certain things are so hard to break down unless you can basically put it in slow motion. Like, I don't know. This seems very doable to me. Maybe I'm on some harsh copium. Okay, I think what I'll do, I'm not racing against the ghosts. All right, let's calm down. I am a bit of an old head who wants to just run the time trials. Should I just do that, honestly? Because the thing is, I don't know how to use free roam. Well, I should learn how to use free roam, right? So, this is it. I'm on... Am I on the map right now? Change character. I press minus for pictures. Okay, oh, rewind is down on the D-pad. How long can you rewind for? Is there a time limit? Or can I just be like, bring me all the way back? I can really just do it all the way. That's actually crazy. Okay, well that's very useful. But yeah, I've never actually played this mode outside of lobbies online. This is very interesting. How can I switch what map I play on? Oh, it's Y. Okay. Well, yeah, let's go here. I was gonna say, I know that you don't have to drive everywhere. But, yeah, so we do a charge trick here. It's harder than it looks, man. Oh, you've got to be quick with it. So it doesn't let you rewind if... Alright. This is actually going to still be tilting in its own way. Because I have to be fast with the rewind. Otherwise, I just lose everything. Okay, charge trick here. And then this is fine. This is a bit confusing, though, because this isn't even really the track, you know? Like, there are certain portions of it that aren't even there. Normally. Like, they're free roam exclusive sections. Okay, I know you're supposed to... Wait, what the fuck? So I've done this, like, every single time I played the track. Okay, let's back this up. What the fuck is this? Are there, like, NPCs going around here? Okay, I'm gonna have to get used to this gameplay loop. So, I can just jump off here. I think this is fine. And then, that feels kind of okay. I feel like, is there a way to do that? Is there a way to do that even better? I feel like I just lose all my goddamn speed. I mean, it's probably maybe still faster than going the normal way. Oh, there's a P-switch. Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's literally faster to rewind than to back up, which is honestly extremely cringe. Show everyone how to ride the wall? What? Oh, so these are little mini games, whatever. Okay. Aren't there supposed to be hundreds of those fucking shits everywhere here? That could be kind of exhausting. Okay, let's start over. Okay, so it's charge trick here. That was wrong. Already going the wrong way. This feels really slow compared to what we did the first time. But yeah, there isn't too much going on. Yeah, I tried to do the charge trick. I feel like it's probably just worth going for the rail. Like, I don't think it matters that much. Okay, I've got to learn this too. So, when I come up here... Yeah, like, this feels kind of fine. Wait, why was he able to... Why could he just mushroom through it? in the video. Okay, well, with a feather, everything would work. Okay, yeah, triple shrooms here. So if I... Okay, so if you're mushrooming, it's fine. It's like quicksand in that way, then, isn't it? Is that an accurate assessment? Because it feels like it's only a problem if I'm going too slow on it. That it spins me out and kills me. It's actually very interesting. I didn't even realize that was a mechanic or thing in the game. Yeah, that feels kind of fine. TBH. And then as long as I nail that boost. Okay, you know what? You know what? I think I'm ready to tackle the time trial. Put me up against this ghost. And I got a bunch of coins from that, too. Well, hold up. What did I get? Big horn? Looks so bad. I actually hate the whole, like, bull horns and nose ring aesthetic. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, Baby Looper. I'm already forgetting. How's it going, Gabriel? I do not have a Discord set up. But I appreciate that you're looking for it. That you try. Yeah, no, I don't know. I was thinking of starting one, but for now, the streams have been relatively small, so haven't felt a major need for one. But yeah, how's it going? Have you played much of this game? You have a Switch 2 and all? Alright, let's try to race the Staff Ghost. Lionel. This will be free, right? I don't know if it's a meta thing or not to race against the ghost itself. I kind of find it distracting a lot of the time. Dude, I already fucked up. I feel like I was getting it so cleanly. Okay. That felt pretty good. Gonna go for coins. I know it's not the most meta thing, but I should at least get a few. Wherever it's convenient. Alright, that was not cool. It's a very different beast in time trials, you know? I feel like even though I was getting pretty consistent there, it's not the same. I have the pressure of Nin Lionel on my tail the whole time. Okay, I think the double trick there is pretty necessary. I feel like if I don't regain control of my momentum, then I would just fly off the track. But yeah, I feel like this track is kind of intricate, all things considered, but I feel like... Are we serious? I feel like the shape of that object, it doesn't look like I should just completely be blocked. I thought I would, like, at least slide around it or something. Okay. Yeah, I think I definitely just want to go for the rail and not worry about the wall thing. I'm not good with charge tricks right now. Or just rails in general, but like I said before, I think it'll just come with time. Okay, that was fine. Now I just need to do that 2 more times. I am a big fan of the whole multiple tricks in the air to switch direction thing, though. I think it's super, super hype, and you can do really cool stuff with it. What was I saying, though? I feel like I wasn't finishing my thought earlier. I was saying that this track feels pretty intricate in terms of all the ways you can go, but I feel like as far as optimality is concerned, it kind of gets ruined by the meta in some sense, that there's like one right way to go, quote unquote. Because now that I've learned the way, I feel like it's a highly simple track. But the fact is, you're going to get bumped around and shit when you actually play it. So it won't really be that way in practice. Oh my god, I'm the worst, man. I was too busy looking behind me to check the ghost. Like, am I fucking insane? Sometimes my subconscious mind takes the wheel and I don't know what the fuck is happening. Like, shit did not make sense. Also, I didn't want to upload that either. What is going on? Unreal, man. Okay. Well, we beat the staff ghost. That was all I was there for. And I feel like that went really smoothly. It went a lot more smooth than the other tracks that I was doing off stream. And hey, now we're at 8 out of 30. We're almost at 1/3. I feel like I'm a huge, huge fan of the fact there's only 30 tracks in the game. I think it's a lot more palatable and manageable to my brain. But there's some crazy stuff you can do in this game. Do not want to view the staff ghost. Let's look at Terra. There aren't any hackers yet, right? It seems like the world records are pretty honest so far. I know in Mario Kart 8, it felt like it was, for whatever reason, always questionable if the top ghost was actually the world record. And I don't know why. I don't know what kind of hacks there were or how even obvious it would be to watch, because I remember seeing sometimes in the leaderboards and stuff that the #1 spot would only be like a second or a fraction of a second better than the actual world record. So how noticeable could it really be? Do not race the ghost. Let's just watch it. Okay, Toad's Factory. Classic track from the Nintendo Wii, which I've not played very much of. I didn't even own Mario Kart Wii growing up. I really missed the boat on that. I didn't get it till I was in high school, which at that point, 8 had been out for a while. Yeah, I know this one to be one of the more simple world records too. I don't know, maybe there aren't like too many shortcuts to learn in this game. I would hope that that's the case, because I just don't like learning. I have a hatred for learning at a certain point. I think it's great in theory, but I just feel like there aren't enough hours in the day sometimes. I feel like if you don't have a passion for learning, it's just exhausting. Like, me sitting down, forcing myself to look at all these time trials is kind of exhausting in a way, but I think it'll pay off. We've already been over this. I've not been paying attention to what's going on. It doesn't look like it's that crazy, though. I noticed he did a charge trick between laps. I don't know why you would ever do that. Yeah, the mushroom through that section is like the most obvious thing. Doing off the side of the ramp just to not catch any air. Super smart stuff from the Bowser player. Okay, so you want to jump onto the rail, do a bunch of tricks that I will not be doing. Other than that, it's just play it honest. You trick, you go straight, you drift where it's obvious, and then you mushroom through the very obvious off-road portion at the ends. Yeah, I don't know what the point is. I think it's just style points that he does the charge trick between laps. I wouldn't think that to be important, because everything that I know on a personal, moral, ethical level, everything I've ever learned tells me that charge tricks are actually not faster, which evidently they're not slower, but I don't think there's actually a purpose. Okay, so he actually gets the coin there the first lap. But technically, I feel like with time trials, the interesting thing, which if you think about it a little bit, it makes sense. But I feel like a lot of people starting out would be like, oh, let's watch lap 1, and then you just do the same thing for all 3 laps. But I think you actually learn the most from lap 2, because lap 1 is often just a route for the coins. And then lap 2 is where they try to make it optimal. So I think in practice, the lap 2 route is what you want to take in general. Because coins aren't going to be as much of a factor in worldwides. Because you pretty much just want to break away to the front and then worry about coins. And you'll be mostly 100% fine if you just try to get coins in general. And you don't have to worry about specifically routing. I've never worried about routing for coins. But it's not like I'm a god Mario Kart gamer. I don't know if anybody has, is my point. I remember one time I was in a Mario Kart tournament, though. And some dude claimed... So I didn't find this out until, like, years later. But Mario Kart tournament happened. I managed to squeeze out the win. It was fine. It was close. It was a very, very stressful night in my life. But then years later, this other guy in the tournament was spreading rumors. He was like, oh yeah, that guy won because he's studied the coin routes. He knows the coin routes for all the tracks in the game. That's why. He's like studied. He's way more knowledgeable than the rest of us, right? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What was true, though, is I did watch the world records, similar to what I'm doing now, and try to replicate the best way I can some of the things I see. That much is true. So I'm not trying to beat the allegations of being a studier of the game, a student of the game. But the coin routes, like, I'm not that fucking insane about it. I've never been that specific about anything. That methodical and analytical. Okay, we've watched this enough. I think literally the only thing to know here is to jump onto that rail. And then the rest of it is 100% free. I actually do not think I even have to do free roam for this. Yo, how's it going, Jackson? Welcome to the stream. Lucian is not here. It's just me. I'm doing time trials. Isn't it so exciting? I'm trying to beat all the staff ghosts right now. And we've got a pretty good lineup to start. These 2 tracks have been very, very simple. Oh my god. Well, if it's boring for you, you don't have to be here. It's fine. I just thought it would be fun to do. We can chat. I can do the time trials. Okay, I appreciate it, man. But I feel like I have to sit down, I have to put iron to the grindstone, and I have to learn the shortcuts. So then when I go online, I'm well equipped to handle it. For sure, man. I appreciate your principles in life. Okay, I'm gonna raise... God, dude, Ninjoanna actually sucks. No shade, though. But yeah, Toad's Factory, I don't know if you played the Wii, Jackson, if you're in that age group or not, but this track has really not changed very much. Am I gonna get smushed? I'm just gonna go for the rail on lap 1. Call me crazy. I know we just watched it forever that they were not going for that in the world record. It's always really interesting to me in things like this too, where there are arrows on the ground telling me I'm not supposed to go that way, but it's faster to just take the inner path. Isn't that fucking insane? Yeah, dude, this track is exactly the same. I kind of wish they changed it more, to be honest. Even though it is a good track, it just feels like they did so much shit with the other tracks, and this one just did not get any love. And it feels like this game is all about making tracks super intricate, having all these different routes and stuff. Oh, fuck. Now I'm fucking it up. But yeah, in Mario Kart Wii, there was a strat where you could, like, catch a bunch of air and cut off that section that I just used the mushroom on. But they don't have that in this game. You just have to use a boring-ass mushroom, and it's stupid, in my opinion. But yeah, this is honestly so free. I feel like I have a massive lead on the Ghost. All things considered. Okay, I shouldn't have taken that wide of a route. We just talked about this. Oh my god, dude, I got fucked. Alright, not my best performance. Could definitely probably shave off like a second there, but we beat the Staff Ghost, and there are really legitimately no strats on that track, so... I'm moving on. We're at 9 out of 30 now. Almost double digits. Do not upload that Ghost. That would be so embarrassing. Yeah, I guess in a way they made it worse, huh? Because if they made everything else better than the original, and then not this one... But... Yeah, or unless you're talking about the shortcut. Yeah, removing the shortcut thing, I mean... I think they definitely could have... They could have definitely made it differently, where they make it a glider instead of just a ramp. So that, rather than having to catch air from some exploit or whatever, you could literally just glide. It would be a lot cooler. Yeah, the short Ivy. Does your phone just think that you're going to say Ivy at all times? Is that what that is? That just happened. I remember I used to have that thing. Do you have that thing on your phone where it'll, like, recommend you words, even if you've typed nothing? Because I don't have that on my phone anymore, but I remember back in the day, it was always interesting to spam it just to see what kind of sentence it thought you would, on average, say. Okay, it's still a thing. Interesting. Well, if you feel comfortable mashing it in chat, I'd be curious what what your statistically average sentence would be. Mine would probably be not safe for work. Okay, I'm gonna... Let's see. Let's see, what's the next track? What's the next track? Choco Mountain. So this is an example of one that I think they made worse just aesthetically. I think this one sucks now. I don't know what the fuck. I was like, why? World record is Bowser, but he's cool, and then the rest of them are normal Bowser. But no, there's another cool Bowser down here. And then is this a racer Bowser? VF Jimmy. Okay, I don't know why it always thinks I want to race them. I don't want to race them. I just want to watch and I want to leech off their strats. That's it. What? It doesn't even fit on the on the chat on stream. The only way I could do that was if you wanted me to, I could come and pick it out, and then I can go pick it up from your place, or you could just pick me out of there, or you could pick me out and I could just go pick up my truck. Or you can just come pick me out, or you could go to my place, or you could drive my truck to work, or you can pick it out, or you could take me to the airport or something. Honestly, I see the vision. I feel like it means that you are often, if not always, the one to suggest the plan for meeting up with friends. That's what it sounds like. I feel like I've gotten similar messages to this one from you, and just as long, too. But damn. Exposes the shortcomings of your friends. I wouldn't know anything about that. But yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a flex in a way. You know, some people, they just don't care about when and where or how you meet up. They're just like, yeah, we'll meet up eventually and we'll figure it out. And then people like you swoop in with all the suggestions. It's like, that's sick. All right, let's see the ghost. Yeah, I think being a planner is a good thing. I think it's hype, if I'm being honest. Most people, including me, don't have the energy to plan things. But it's something I want to get better at. I've been trying to plan the Boston Eaters stuff, which is pretty minimal, but it's more than I was doing before. Thanks, I appreciate it. I feel like at this point it is pretty streamlined to a consistent pattern. But yeah, I'm glad I've been able to stay on schedule with it. What the hell is going on this track? I have not been paying attention. Okay. Wait, you used 2 mushrooms on 1 lap? Is that what just happened? Okay. Listen. Let's replay it from the start, okay? We're just wasting all the time, because that was a whole lot of nothing as far as what I processed. But lap 1 isn't going to be that revealing, because this is definitely a coins thing. Okay, so you can cut through the dirt. I know it's a thing in this game that certain carts have better mobility on certain types of terrain, so perhaps this cart works well on dirt, where you don't lose as much speed as you would with a different build. Interesting. Oh, hype? Wait, what vinyl was it? And how the fuck does that happen in the first place? I feel like having it signed should be a massive markup. Conan Gray? Who the hell is Conan Gray? Is that the one with the talk show? The redheaded guy? Dude, this track is so boring. I'm just gonna say it. There's nothing to do, and it looks like shit. This is supposed to be chocolate. Can you think about this? Like, That fucking disgusting mud is chocolate. The boulder is chocolate. It looks terrible. I don't know. I feel like they tried to make it look like... It's like, oh, it's chocolate themed, but it's like a real world racetrack kind of thing. I don't think that's the point of Choco Mountain. And I don't know why there are football players. I think that makes it a lot worse. I think I hate football. Okay, Conan Gray is a guy, though. Okay. I was kind of thinking that it was a woman in my head the whole time. I was like, this could be especially wrong to compare him to Conan O'Brien. Wrote Heather? Wait, there's a song called Heather? I thought for a moment you meant Heather is like... Is it a musical? I saw the movie. But I remember hearing it was a musical or something. Well, how does it go? Can you sing it in chat? Okay, let me try to determine what we're doing here. So we just drift. Okay, this turn right before the fucking disgusting mud pit, you use the mushroom. Simple enough. And then you just try to take the turns as tight as possible, including going in the off-road with this build. I'm probably not going to be doing that, but I'll be fine. You don't even grind the rail, which is interesting. Here I was thinking rails were always meta. God, the trick spam is so flashy. But I'm pretty sure you save no time doing it that way. Heather's a movie that turned into a musical. Heather is a song. Okay. Okay, so Heather's was a movie first. I feel like in recent years when I've heard it mentioned, people talk about it like it's just a musical, and that's what it always was. So I thought that I missed the memo. Like, I thought that I saw the movie... thinking that it was the first thing and it was wrong, you know. But good to know. Angsty music, putting the lyrics would be so embarrassing. Well, we know it's not you saying these things. Unless you're trying to use it as an excuse to say how you really feel. Be like, oh, but it's in the song. I want to not race against that ghost. This track should be so easy to time trial. I really thought that I was going to be watching the world record, backing out, going into free roam, learning it, coming back. I don't think I need to do that for this shit. I think I can just race Nin skip. He fucking sucks. Look at that shit. That's 17 seconds of difference. Yeah, actually, what the fuck? How could you be that much worse at this? Oh, God. Well, that wasn't the best. Oh my God, dude. I'm not racing this well, we can say that. But it doesn't matter because Baby Mario is excruciatingly slow. God, the down tricks feel so good. They say that it makes you fall faster. So it's optimal. Okay, this I kind of hate. What just happened there? I literally just forgot what just happened there when I said that. Oh, I was in the I was in the off-road for a moment there, and I had a drift charged. So I went to release that drift, which in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe would have been fine. I could have released the drift. I would have lost a little bit of speed on the off-road, but I could have used the boost to, like, hop out of it. But in this game, you can't do that, it looks like. It looks like if you lose your speed, even if you have a drift charged, you can't use it. Which I think is kind of anti-hype. I think it's cool to be able to charge a drift and then use it to boost through off-road. Just saying. Dude, I'm so afraid of getting hit by these guys. Feels like high school all over again. I have, like, this, it's pathetic. Little baby Mario, he ain't doing shit on this track. Saying this guy works at Nintendo? Okay. Just know I tend to like his older stuff. What does that mean? I still remember 3rd of December, me and your sweater, you said it looked better on me than it did you, only if you knew how much I liked you. Wait, I think I recognize these lyrics. I think I do know this song, perhaps. Okay. I watch your eyes as she walks by, what a sight, walks by. What a sight for sore eyes. Brighter than the blue sky, she's got you mesmerized while I die. That's fine. It's not that crazy to be caught saying, right? It just feels like you're saying nothing, and you sound angsty. No, I wasn't bullied in high school. For the most part. Definitely not, like, I think in elementary school, I was more textbook bullied. I think middle school, arguably, too. I think by high school, people weren't that try-hard about it. I feel like, if anything, they try to, like, the most that I would see is people would try to, like, bait me into doing things, to be like, oh, he's gonna fall for it, oh my god, like, we're gonna prank him, and it would just be, like, something really stupid. What? No, I was just saying that the football team would trample me, but that's different. No, I remember one time at lunch in high school, this girl came up to my lunch table, and she was like, hey, does that guy have a DS over there? And I looked like, I don't, like, okay, like, first of all, why are you asking me? But, like, you know, I'll look, that's the natural reaction. And then when I turned around to look, there was an entire table of people that just burst out laughing. They're like, he looked! He wanted to see a DS so bad, bro! He looked! I was like, I don't even know you guys. I legitimately knew, like, one person at the table. But I think that person knew that I played Nintendo games, so they were like, oh, we can get him with this. It was so out of left field. I was like, what the fuck motivated this at all? It's just weird. Because it's one of those things that, like, I feel like telling the story... For a lot of those things, it's like, you can see in the moment, like, damn, I fucked up, they got me. But for that, it's like, is that even a prank? That's just stupid as fuck. It's like, damn, we told him something and he gave a normal reaction. We totally got him, dude. All right, Crown City. View rankings is what I do. 208. They need to have the flags. They used to have the flags of the country that people were from, so you could see that this guy is a Japanese player. But now you can't. You just have to guess based on the name and risk racism. Good, I'm glad you agree, Jackson. Yeah, no, the flags were cool. I feel like the worldwide element of competitive video games makes it a lot more interesting. It's a whole thing in sports, too, right? Like, seeing the meta develop of what parts of the world are better at the game and how their styles differ and things like that. It gives cool geopolitical context. Yeah, the Japanese are cracked. But it's okay, they invented the game. They should be cracked. Wait, dude, you're so right, actually. This should be the Mario Kart game that especially has flags. I don't know what's going on with that. Dude, the world records have broken the hell away from the Nintendo ghosts. People working at Nintendo do not know what the fuck they're doing. Alright, this track, I remember feeling like this track is very complex. Like, it's very wide and open. There's a lot of different ways you can go. But, like with any other track, I think there's going to just be one route that's faster than the others, and that's what you do. But I feel like remembering the way, like, I can't even remember the way to fucking Chinatown. And I go there all the time. So I've got to memorize geography and directions inside this video game. Too much to ask. Let's go. Jackson, you've got to get a Switch 2. I don't know when the soonest will be that it'll even be restocked. Word on the street is it's going to be impossible to get for a while. Which I hope isn't the case. Apparently it had like a record-breaking first week or something. Like it was the best-selling console of all time in the first week after release. Kind of insane, but also totally makes sense because the hype was massive for it. I kind of wonder too, because I feel like it was a big complaint for people, like how much the cost is, right? How expensive it is. And I kind of wonder how much of a thing is it for parents to have gone and pre-ordered it for their kid just with no occasion. Like, it's not Christmas, right? They'd have to be like the most rich and or nice parents of all time to do that. Just makes me wonder how many actual children have a Switch 2 right now. It feels like the demographic that would be most likely to get it is like people who have income and can just drop $500 and not worry too much about it. Yeah. So you're saying that you think they'd be less likely to have gotten it for their kids? Because I feel like, I don't remember how expensive the Wii was, because I was a child when that came out. But I had this perception that the Wii was relatively affordable to get. So parents were like super happy to get it for their kids, and it was something that they could play with their kids, right? So it was a big thing that was a lot more realistic and made more sense. The Switch 2, though, it feels like it would be for the kids, and it's more money. I don't know. Seems like the meta's changed. Wait, they're more likely. So you're saying it's not a good decision for them to get the Switch 2? Children nowadays don't care about classwork and education. Okay. So you're saying that they wouldn't, if they were good parents, they wouldn't get the Switch 2 because it's like, oh, focus on your studies? I feel like to some degree it's good parenting, though, to, I don't know, if your kids are like, okay, this gets into a whole other discussion. Because I would want to say, like, if your kids are good kids, they're doing what they're supposed to, I feel like giving them a Switch 2 isn't a bad thing, right? Like, if they have the discipline and they've proven that, then it doesn't have to be a bad thing, like they're going to ignore their responsibilities. Yeah, no, like, if it's like some fuck-ass kid doesn't do his homework, just wants to play video games all day, rages at his parents for every small interaction, very unappreciative little shit kind of kid, then yeah, getting them a Switch 2, it just feels like a lazy way to save the relationship with your kid. And it won't be productive for their development in life either. But that's not what I was assuming. Is it? You think Mr. Beast has made a generation of kids that are all like that? Little brats? Yeah. No, I think definitely, like, I would definitely not endorse it being the kind of thing that you just get because the kid wants it. I feel like there should be kind of some element of earning it or deserving it there, but that's just the judgment call. Comments posted from elementary and middle school teachers recently. Millennial parents? Is that really part of the problem? What's wrong with millennials as a generation that they're making questionable parents? But yeah, I think teachers probably don't help either. I feel like it's very rare for a teacher to actually foster learning, which is sad, because I feel like the reason you become a teacher is because you're passionate about teaching, but I feel like a lot of people get fed up with it very fast, which is sad. I feel like if I did what I really wanted to do in life, I feel like some type of teaching would be a fulfilling route to take. But it doesn't pay that much. That's the only thing. They're way too lenient. They get mad at the teacher for failing their kid. Oh. I could see it maybe. I feel like a lot of millennials have complained about Common Core like ruining the way that kids learn math. I feel like, I don't know, it's definitely, there are some weird decisions made with that. Like, there's lots of stuff posted online about, like, can you believe they're trying to teach my kid to add numbers in this way? But there's a vision behind it where I think it kind of makes sense, and you can kind of see they're just trying to make things simpler. But it seems more complicated to people who learned math in a different way. Which I don't really even know what Common Core looks like fully for little kids, because I was the guinea pig. I was in the year that was the guinea pig for it. Starting in middle school? Yeah, like late middle school, I think. Early high school is when they started rolling it out. Well, anyway, I should pay attention to what the fuck is happening here for a sec. Because we've watched this probably 10 times by now. This feels like he's just fucking driving. Like, this doesn't feel fast. But I think it's just the track. Okay, so you cut through the boxes there. Simple enough. Yeah, no, the conversation's going too hard. I gotta focus on important things. Okay, this whole section is trivialized by just riding the rails down the middle. Yeah, there's all kinds of shit on this track, too, of, like, trying to trick off of cars and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna bother with any of that shit. Alright, when is the second mushroom happening? This all seems obvious. He's just taking the turns to... Okay, that little jump was kind of cute. Okay, the tricking off of lampposts is fucking wild. I feel like it looks harder than it is, though. I think if you just touch the lamppost at all, that you can trick off of it. and it's fine and it feels fine. Wait, what did he do? Where did he use the mushrooms? Dude, I'm not watching this whole thing again. I'm not doing it. I wish I could rewind so bad. This sucks, man. Whatever. I think what I'll do... I'll try to race the staff ghost. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know if it could be chalked up to laziness in some way, that millennials are like that. I don't know if that's one of the things that is stereotyped. But I feel like I have been seeing that complaint. I have been seeing that complaint more and more, where blame is placed on the teachers more when the kids aren't doing well. Which I think COVID made that worse. Yeah, and you did mention the pandemic. Because then it's like, they were kind of just dealt a bad hand for a bit. And I think that just fully changed the way that teaching operated. Gentle parenting gone too far, maybe a little laziness. Yeah, I think there's definitely some effect probably where it goes too far the other way, generationally, because if you're raised in a pretty harsh way, you want to try to be a good parent by contrast to not be like your parents, and then if you let your kids get away with too much, then they start fucking up. Which is why your parents would be strict in the first place. Sometimes there's a method to the madness. Sometimes it's too far. Goals are to make their children happy rather than help them grow. Yeah. I think a lot of people might be just focused on having a good relationship with their child over making their child, like helping their child succeed. Because I think it does take some level of reprimanding and criticism to work towards improvement. If you just, like, whisper in your kid's ear their whole life that they're good at everything, then they become delusional. That's my theory. And then there's the element of them becoming entitled as well, which goes back to the Switch conversation. Yeah, iPad kids are crazy. Because, I mean, it's just so accessible, right? It's like, oh, let's just give my kid an iPad. He loves looking at those dancing fruits. Literally. Was not a, derogatory term. At least not this month. Okay, let's race the Nintendo Ghost. But yeah, I've seen lots of kids in restaurants that are just on full-ass iPads playing fucking Subway Surfer or whatever it may be. It's like, damn, you are actually rotting your brain. Me, I played Pokemon, you know, a game that takes a lot of thought. Clicking Flamethrower every turn with my Charizard took a lot of brain power. Okay, so I think I have to kind of remember what the route was through here. Oh my god. I feel like I'm just freaking bouncing around, man. Okay, that did not feel fast. And this is the slow version of the strat. This is a long track, too. Oh, shit. No, dude, I fucked it up. You have to get a charge trick so you don't catch as much air by going off the ramp. Oh my god, tiny little guys. How's it going? We're just talking about how we hate millennials in chat. I know you probably have a lot of thoughts on that matter, right? I know you famously hate millennials. Where the fuck do I go on this track? It's too big. They made the tracks too big. But I'm just playing time trials today because Lucian's not here, and he's the one to pressure me to do things I don't want to do, like go online. Insanity. Is that what I was supposed to do? I don't know if you were seeing it, Jackson. When I watched the clip like 10 times of the guy playing this. Okay, I totally went the wrong way here, though. I might still beat the Staff Ghost, but I was supposed to go on the upper route, and I had to hit the ramp somehow. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I think I win. I want to actually do it properly, though. Oh my god, wait. Wait, were you just in call with Ivy? And simultaneously in the stream? That's insane mental threading, multi-threading in your brain. I can only focus on one thing at a time. What? Peak and Poopy Freak read entirely differently. That one I never would have guessed. You're speaking in minute cryptics right now. What the hell? Oh, okay. I was like... If you had, like, me in one earbud and Ivy in the other, that would have been insane. I mean, arguably there are times where we're saying the exact same thing, so... Maybe that could have been cool. It's like surround sound. What the hell? My poopials? Should I just scroll through all of the... all of the poop discussion that happened while I was playing that? Mario Odyssey. Where are you at in that game now? Choice specs, Terra Electric, 252 special attack, Volt Switch, Morrison. Dude, that's dangerous. You can't be saying those things on Twitch. You're gonna get banned for terrorism. I do not want to upload my ghost data. I need to know what the hell I do on the last lap. Maybe I'll just watch the ghost again. Hate to say it. Okay. Alright. Let's watch the whole thing again together. Isn't that going to be so much fun? World record, by the way. Yeah, Ivy, you really brought light to this conversation, I'll be honest. We were getting a little bit too philosophical here before you joined, and you really grounded us. Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about how iPad kids are going to be a plague on society. How do you feel about that sentiment? Yeah, Lucian, I don't know actually what he's doing. I forget if he said it yesterday. If he did, then there is video record of it. But I don't remember. He just said that he wouldn't be able to make it to stream. And I was like, all right, now's my time to learn every track in the game. So it's just you and me. But, yeah, I think that the time trial thing is going to be necessary for me. Because if I just mashed my head against the wall playing online, I would never learn. And it's about learning, you know? I just want to learn. Yeah, I think if Lucian was here reading all the poop talk, I think he probably would just be like, you know, I think I'm going to hit the hay early tonight. I think he'd say it like that. And then he'd be out of here. And he would never explain why, but I think it would be pretty obvious. Chocolate covered lip. Listen, I don't think that he's into that. Maybe he could speak on it tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know if, I mean, I don't think he even really likes chocolate that much. Pretty sure that's the case. I always forget. I think he likes dark chocolate. I think that's the thing. So he doesn't like good chocolate. I'm pretty sure he's the one that I know that feels that way. It's kind of messed up, honestly. I feel like if you don't like chocolate, something's wrong with you. Okay, so literally all I missed at the end was that one ramp. He just jumped onto the ramp and everything was fine and awesome and Lego movie. Okay, let's fucking... Okay, I don't want to race this ghost. I want to race a different ghost. Yeah, I think tomorrow when I start stream, that's got to be the first thing on the agenda. He also sent me a meme yesterday that I never showed on stream that I was meaning to. Hold on, I have to do it justice because I talked about it on stream and then like halfway read it and then I was like, oh, my computer's lagging too much, I can't show it. So then I wanted him to read it and he was like, I'm not gonna read it. But I have to show it because I mentioned it and I think it's a great meme. I think you guys will love this meme. I think the two of you specifically in the world will love this meme. Okay, I'm clicking open in browser. I know my stream's gonna be lagging for this. Now I have to close Discord. I want to close all my tabs. Here we go. Here we go. Am I like frozen? Like that movie with Elsa? Yeah, no, I can see it lagging on my computer. Like, I can see myself and my webcam lagging. My computer is so weak. I don't know why. I feel like the specs should be good, but I'm in the market for a new one anyway. Here we go. This is it. This is the meme. He posted this on his Blue Sky. What do you mean? I'm not lagging anymore, right? I think I should be fine now. Yeah, I've been told that I have a lot in common with Elsa. But yeah, that's it. Something about a dolphin. Because there's a dolphin character in Mario Kart, there's a dolphin Kart in Mario Kart. Super awesome. I don't even have the dolphin unlocked though, so kind of sad. Jotaro? What? Well, you're saying I have a lot in common with Jotaro, not Elsa? I think I've lost the plot already. Here, let's race against the Nintendo one just to fuel my ego. Dolphin. Oh, Jotaro's a dolphin? Is that real? Are those things associated? I actually never heard about this in my entire life, I think. Which is maybe a little bit crazy, given the circumstances. But I've genuinely only heard things through word of mouth and don't know anything firsthand. Oh my fucking god, dude. I should not be allowed anywhere near a car. Holy fook. I'm like grinding the walls. Not like that. Wait, he's a marine biologist? What? Is that why the picture on the hoodie is underwater? Is that relevant? Was that intentional? I thought it was just a pretty scene. And maybe happened in the show. Is he actually marine adjacent at all as a character? This track is so simple. It's so big and grand. It talks big game, but it's really just simple at its core. Well, if I was given the chance to grind on a wall, you know, would I turn it away? You know, the jury's out. But in day-to-day life, no, I've never grinded on a wall, never. Would never. I don't need some mushroom here, right? Just go off. Okay, that was the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. Did you guys see that? Okay, this is where I need to jump on the ramp. Like here, I think. Like right here. Oh, that was so sick. Oh, that was so cool. Wait, how do I get down? Wait, what the fuck just happened? Was that even faster? I think it's a new record, though, for me. Why did you tag me specifically? There's only 2 of you here. I'll see your message. Wait, Ivy, are you asking me if I bought the Switch too? No, I haven't gotten it yet, actually. I've been meaning to. They go underwater in part 3, but it's only in 1 episode out of like 50, and they don't kiss. What? Wait, so it's not canon at all? Kaoying? It's okay, you can say cock in my chat. I don't have it banned. But no, I can't buy you a Switch 2. I just don't have the funds, you know. I only have $400 in my account, so I can't buy you a Switch 2. There you go. Yeah, see? It's not censored. Yeah, look, see? Ivy gets it. The only things I censored in my chat... I censored things in my chat when I was in high school and I used to stream on Twitch. And what I did was I banned as many different variations of the word yas as I could. So I just did it with like as many A's as I could muster before I was like, nobody's gonna do this many A's. And I don't know if they're still banned. If you were to try to say it in chat, if it would censor you. I feel like at some point Twitch's configuration system changed and they wiped it, but possible. Okay, yeah. No, they wiped it. Back in the day, you would have had asterisks showing up there. Wait, what? Wait. Wait, it is censoring you. So YAS isn't banned. I didn't catch YAS. Oh, so it was S's. I did it based on number of S's, not A's. Damn. I'm surprised it's actually still implemented. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to change that. I feel like Yas at this point in time has become a millennial thing, right? Getting back to that. Yeah, no, your messages are just not coming. I can see them, but they're not showing up on the stream. Yeah. Yeah, I forget how many S's I went to. I probably stopped at something that at the time seemed excessive, like 7 or something, where I was like, nobody's gonna do more than that. But there's probably a way to do like a regular expression. Not to get nerdy with it, but I think there's probably a way to catch all variations. Can't even was out on stream. Yeah, well, maybe for Pride Month I should bring it back, but it's almost over anyway. What's the point, right? Counting down the days. But yeah, it looks like I think millennials have adopted things that used to be cool and turned them into things that, I mean, the things became cringe with time anyway, but now they're like a millennial thing. Like dabbing. I have a coworker. Okay, you broke. Okay, you got that Yas through. I should find a way to fix that. But anyway, I feel like dabbing has become a millennial thing, where it's like millennials think it's still cool, but it's cringe, right? I hope Yas doesn't come back. Maybe there's a world where, I don't know, because Yas could find its place in like a brain rot sphere, right? Then maybe it could be funny. I don't know. What even makes an ironic joke succeed, right? Because if I started saying shit like the John Cena, like, are you sure about that? Like, people would be like, that's like actually unironically so cringe. I'm unsubscribing, I'm unfollowing, I'm leaving the stream, I'm ranting about you on Twitter, I'm doing all this shit. I would get canceled. I would get, like, I'm not going to say that because that would be bad. But that's where it goes too far, where it's like, it's just, it's a point beyond cringe, where it's actually unpalatable. I know what camp is. That's where I used to go during the summer to play pickleball. Of course I know what camp is. Or, oh, do you mean the Childish Gambino album? I really liked that one, actually. I heard it's a hot take. I don't know how much you've listened to Gambino. But my sister showed me that album, and I was like, this is actually quite good, except Bonfire, which is the only song I knew from it in the past. But apparently it's one of his more hated albums, I think, because of Bonfire, and people don't like to listen to full albums, is my impression. It's the same in K-pop. I feel like it's maybe even worse in K-pop, because so much fucking music comes out, people can only really keep up with the title tracks. No, not Childish Gambino. Damn. I really thought you were like, oh no, I should check that album out. No. No, I know what camp is. If I had to put it into words, I feel like there's a high chance I step on toes if I try to put it into words, but I have a vibe of what it is. Like very stylistically exaggerated, loud, colorful. Am I getting warmer? Like, I've heard things called camp, and I've started to gather what it means over time. There's a word I'm avoiding using, right? I don't want to use that word this month. I've been trying to work around it. But I've heard a lot of K-pop outfits from back in the day called camp, and I can see the vision of it. Like, after school... What the fuck was it? Was it After School Bang? The one where they're wearing, like, orange? No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. What's the one where they're wearing, like... If I search After School Orange Outfit. Okay, now they don't think I'm talking about K-pop. Fuck this shit. I can't Google things on stream. I can't do it. I'm lagging. I'm lagging. Pretty accurate, though colorful isn't always necessary. What the fuck? Oh my god.
To help me understand what's going on and offer some solutions, I need a little more information. Could you tell me
Google heard me. Shut the fuck up, Google. Shut the fuck up. Google Gemini just thinks it can butt in at any point in the conversation. I wasn't talking to you! God damn. Fucking entitled little shit. Mix of high fashion. Avant-garde? Do you mean Ariana Grande? What? Lady Gaga wearing the meat dress was very camp. Yeah, I would, like, that is something that, maybe I could have used that example. Would have landed more than the after school thing. If someone did it again, it probably wouldn't really be that camp. So it has to be, like, stylistically striking for the time? Is that what avant-garde means? No? God damn. I need to be beaten into shape, I think. I think that's my problem. I don't know enough things. I need someone to beat me into shape. Avant-garde. The artistic style? Yeah, I don't know that one. Who is he? Or she? Probably a woman. First to new and unusual or experimental ideas, especially in the arts. Okay, pushes the boundaries, challenging the status quo. So yeah, because the meat dress was really out of place at the time, it was camp. But now it's like, oh, Lady Gaga did that years ago. Now it's fine. And there are places like Somerville where a meat dress, you'd be applauded for wearing a meat dress in Somerville. Let me tell you. Vanguard, initially referred to the military's front line, but was later adopted in art and culture. Okay. It's like the front line of a cultural revolution in fashion. Is that one way to put it? If we really want to make the analogy work with the front lines of battle. Okay, let's take a look at the ghost here. DK Spaceport. I could not tell you what this track even fucking looks like outside of what the picture is. Oh wow, only 10 seconds ahead of the Nintendo Ghost. I feel like usually they fucking trounce the Nintendo Ghosts. Is this? What about Somerville? I've just heard there was a certain incident recently where I went to a party in Somerville, and the people there were very interesting. And they said that everybody in Somerville is very comfortable with themselves and very experimental with fashion. And that it's just normal there. Like, you'll get high-fived for walking around in, like, a unicorn costume on the bottom half of your body and shirtless on the top half in public. They say that you would get high fives for that. But that it's a Somerville exclusive, that otherwise you would get yelled at on the street by homeless people. Avant-garde is not always about fashion, it's about all arts and architecture. I see. So, okay, it originates from the French meaning vanguard. So it is just a French word? Or French words, French phrase? I really should have been paying attention to what the fuck this Wario is doing. Also, why does he look like a bumblebee? I have not seen this costume before. Do people like the costumes in this game? I feel like they probably don't land as much as Nintendo would have hoped. I think the Toad with the burger hat people like, but other than that, I don't know if I've heard anything. Okay, this track seems very linear, but at the same time, there's a lot of cuts of jumping over gaps and shit that... I feel like it looks kind of tough to land, but I feel like it might be easier than it looks. Because I've done similar things in Mario Kart 8. And it's kind of deceptive. Because if you're just kind of holding up and you try to... Or holding down so that you catch more air, it's more surprisingly doable. Originated from French, but it's a term used throughout Europe and the US. Okay, well, let me level with you. It's pronounced avant-garde, right? Is that closer? I've been saying it intentionally wrong the whole time, but I just wanted to make it clear. I've always said it in my head as avant, but that could have been dead wrong. Dude, this is just like that scene in the Spider-Man movie where they're climbing up the rocket ship. You know what I'm talking about? Wait. But I feel like that's ambiguous. Is it Vant or Vaunt? I feel like a French person would say Vaunt. Those little assholes. Okay, yeah, that first fucking cut is crazy. It looks crazy. Okay, and you can just go down there. That one seems pretty free. And you don't use the mushroom here. I guess for coins. That would be the only reason. Otherwise, you would definitely want to mash that mushroom. Vaunt. Avant-garde. So I was saying it right when I corrected, when I leveled with you, right? It's hard to write and pronounce. So I'm still saying it wrong. Avant. Avant. Avant-garde. Is that right? Where does the U come from? Dude, I hate the French. What do they do with these words? Can you just speak English? Am I right? Am I right, chat? Okay, this track seems so free. All I have to do is do that cut at the beginning. Do the 2 cuts at the beginning. And then I'm fine. It's only a minute and a half, dude. This is like a Geometry Dash level when you think about it. Okay, let's get out of here. Before Ivy discussing contemporary education and children welfare. During Ivy, Poopy Freak Peak. After Ivy discussing avant-garde artistic styles. Yeah, no, I mean, I think, honestly, we should get Ivy to come back, right? Is that what we're agreeing on right now? I feel like there's a lot to be learned, but in different spheres, right? Like, I never would have known that peak meant poopy freak, but now I do. So without that conversation, I would have gone through life not knowing that definition. And now I'm just learning a new definition of a French word, a term that's been adopted by the Americas and other parts of the world that talks about fashion. Really, it's kind of equivalent, but it's just one is like pseudo-intellectual. And the other's actually useful. Alright, let's race Nin Anna. This will be so free. So what, I think I'm at 10 out of 30 tracks now, beating the staff ghosts. I'm really learning here. Is it like this? Oh, so I like barely don't make it. Hold up, I can do this. I think if I hop before... No, but I think the trick helps. We'll just keep trying it. It's right at the start. Okay, I mean, it makes it easier that the part of the track that you start on is higher up in altitude than the part where you land. So I think the alignment makes a big difference. Oh, shit. Alright, like, that was not a good execution. Me when I'm in the crowd during the French Revolution. How to get control of the dinosaur in the dark area of the Wooded Kingdom. How do you do that, actually? You can't just hat him? Can't you just throw your hat at him? What do you mean? I forget if there's a stipulation, like you have to put him to sleep or some shit. I don't fully remember. Or is he, like, chasing you at first? I don't remember this shit. Okay, can I even make that? This is always a thing that I question because I try to be super stubborn about running my own builds for time trials and just trying to race as clean as I can. But I think some cuts might be very specific to the build that is used. Like, you need to have a very specific speed or kart shape to make certain things. To control the T-Rex in the deep woods of the Wooded Kingdom, you need to lure it to charge into a wall, stunning it, and then capture it. Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, that rings a bell. Because I was thinking, like, I had some vague recollection that he's, like, running around and that you needed to stun him somehow, but I forgot how you would do that. Yeah, I remember being confused about that now that I think about it. Oh, I wanted to watch it again. I want to see what the alignment looks like. It's right at the start. We won't be waiting that long, right? Okay, okay. So you really, like, brush up your chest against the block. That's what the alignment is. Okay, I'll try that. I don't know if that helps me that much. Usually what I like to do is I watch it on YouTube, so I can pause it, play it, fast forward, rewind, all that shit. It's awesome. And then what I can do is when the moment they separate, when they're about to make the jump, I can pause it and be like, this is the alignment that I need. This is where I jump, when I jump, how I jump, all that shit. Can't do that here. It's actually fucked up. Yeah, right. You know what this game needs? Do we know? Come on, YouTube Rewind 2018. Nobody knows? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, this might be tough. I feel like if I hit this skip, then I pretty much have to just finish the race. Because I probably just win off of only that and then playing just cleanly after that point. Oh my god. Dude, 2018 had the best memes. You had Uganda Knuckles. You had Will Smith saying, yeah. You had, when was Dat Boy from? That was earlier than 2018, wasn't it? Or was it 28? Oh, I don't know. I'd believe it if somebody told me 2018 with enough confidence. Ugandan Knuckles is the main one that I remember. Loved that one. Okay, I don't know if I make it, dude. I'm not sure that I make it. Whatever, it's fine. I don't need to make it. Doesn't save that much time anyway. Probably saves a good amount of time, to be honest. But you know what doesn't save a good amount of time? What the fuck just happened to me right there? What the fuck just happened? It's so not cool. I thought this track would be a lot more epic based on the name and theming. But honestly, if I'm being honest, I know that I spent like nearly $600 to play this game. I don't think it's that cool. Oh, I could have done the cut, dude. Oh, no. Okay, so we don't use the mushroom here. We just get the coins. I probably just want a down trick, right? I'm calling it down trick, but I'm holding up. Maybe that's a bit confusing. I don't know if people call them down tricks. But you're angled down, and they help you land faster, supposedly. That's just what the rumors say. That was actually really free. I feel like the rails in every other situation have been highly inconsistent. That felt like it was made to be done that way. Oh, fuck. Wait, what? I thought I could bounce off of them! Oh, dude, I threw. I feel like this was such a good time. What the fuck? I mean, obviously I'm not breaking records here or anything, but I would have felt a lot better about that. I only beat it by a fraction of a second, dude. We gotta get the run back. I didn't hit the cut at the beginning. Okay, we'll try again. I'll be fine. I've been finding that these tracks are actually very manageable mentally. Like, I don't know. Watching gameplay of them, I'm like, dude, I'm never going to be able to learn all this shit. The tracks are so complex and intricate. But honestly, watching the world records, when I focus on it, it's like they're really just taking one very simple path that's easy enough to replicate. At least for most of the tracks so far. But some of them, the ones that I did off stream, are actually kind of fucking wild and nuts. Like Whistle Stop Summit or whatever the fuck. Still can't remember the name. That one was kind of fucking wild. I can show some of that off. Airship Fortress is also kind of crazy. That was the first one I tried to do. And there is a lot to be done on that track with all the rails and shit. Okay, I feel like that... Did that even save time? Well, it's fine. If I just don't hit a barrel this time, I'm already saving a lot of time. I just have to beat the record by a full second. That's all. I could have gotten way more coins from that. I feel like it shouldn't really matter where the hell you use your mushrooms, because every turn where you can is exactly the same. Like, these are all the same turn. right? Am I insane? Is this like a Zoolander moment? Where the people who say that all of Zoolander's looks are the same, like they're the insane ones, right? You know what I'm talking about? Did the reference land? Okay, 4 seconds ahead. Dude, this is actually crazy. Let's not hit the barrel. Oh! Dude, the moment I fucking... They switched direction! Can we get serious? My god. Okay. In Zoolander, he makes these faces where he's like, oh, I have all these different looks for my modeling. And they're all the same look, and people are like, wow, he's so versatile. He has so many different looks. And then there's one character who's like, they're all the same look. Are you guys fucking crazy? And they're like, yeah. You're the crazy one, actually, because they're all different looks, and he's amazing. So I felt like that right now, because I'm like, these are all the same turn. I feel like I'm insane. Okay, Zoolander is a movie with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. It's from the early 2000s. I watched it when I was a kid, so... But it's about a male model. And I think the one reference that transcends the movie is blue steel. That's like his famous look. People talk about that in pop culture. And somehow people know what it is. I'm actually surprised that as many people know what blue steel is as do know what it is. How to end that sentence. Okay, listen. It was just put on the TV, all right? When my parents would see Ben Stiller, they would click, they would watch. I saw Meet the Parents. I saw Night at the Museum. I saw Meet the Fockers. I saw Night at the Museum 2. They were just watching all the Ben Stiller movies. So, obviously, Zoolander was on that list. And it made quite the impression on me. I will not be uploading the ghost data. But you know what? I think that's all I really needed to learn on that track. I think that cut at the beginning where you cut under the ramp, that seemed like the main takeaway. And then there's the rail grinding, but that's all really free, surprisingly. Another quite simple track. I feel like I kind of appreciate how simple the tracks are in practice. I love the scenery of them. I think that was done immaculately, but I feel like the first few that I did were very hard. There was quite the learning curve, which maybe there's something to be said about having to learn certain mechanics for those early tracks, make the later ones easier, but I think these are legitimately just simpler. Okay, listen. I don't think Zoolander had anything to do with my mom being or not being a swinger, we will say. But anyway, I think just as a closing piece, I'll just show off, just for you, Jackson, the kind of shit, this is the kind of shit that we could have seen this stream, right? This was I was in the woodworks with this, and I was like, oh, this could be cool on stream to be learning cool shortcuts. Because there are cool shortcuts in this game. And they take a bit to grind out, but it could have been entertaining. It could have been a fun, you know, grind and chat about millennials kind of thing. Yeah, you should see what this looks like. I might be a little bit inconsistent at it, but we'll see. I'm not even going to go for this sign thing. There's a thing where you can bounce off the sign. You probably didn't even see what sign I'm talking about, but it's there. The cool part is up here, if I can get it. I got pretty consistent at it initially. But you basically drive off. Okay, I fucked it up. Hold on. Hold on. Now I'm getting in my own head about it. If I just go zen on it, I can get it. I just have to be one with myself, some good mind-body connection, and I can just get it without even trying, without even thinking. I just have to get the right alignment, and then I drive off straight. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I should probably just do this in free roam. But that was the basic idea, what just happened right there. It would have been cooler if I just got it, because now you, like, half saw it, so when it actually happens, you'll be like, oh, well, not really even surprised anymore. Yeah, it's a cool looking shortcut. I think among the coolest in the game that I've seen so far. I think there's one that's definitely cooler that's the fan favorite at the moment in Question Block Ruins. I haven't learned that one yet. Seems actually kind of hard. Oh my fuck, dude. Okay, I've actually forgotten how to hit it. Hold on a sec, hold on a sec. Yeah, you slide on the wall for a little bit and you basically get launched up. Alright, I'm gonna lock in. I think the issue there was I was holding a weird direction because I was sitting at an angle, and you know, that makes a big difference. Yeah, I'll hit it this time. I can feel it. And if I don't hit it this time, then I go into free roam, and then I can just try it over and 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 over again. Let's go! Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's the whole thing. Isn't it cool? It's not that hard to do, all things considered, because I feel like I was able to get kind of consistent at it when I was practicing it, and when I played yesterday online, I think I hit it 2 out of 3 laps. Like, it's not too bad as long as you're locked in. Eventually, I'll be able to hit it drunk and in my sleep. But for now, it takes a little bit more effort. Yeah, the thing is, with tricks in Mario Kart, you just have to grind them out. And that's not really fun for a lot of people, or in general. Am I dead? Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's not even fun for me, really. Like, I don't really like the grinding part of it. I like being able to do it, which is probably the case for most people. But I don't know. I think having to put in the effort to, like, basically study a video game is kind of exhausting. It's not really the point. Like, they should be fun, but I feel like it's genuinely the only way to learn some of these cooler things that give you a bit of an edge over the competition. And I really like edging, kind of my thing, so it's important to me. Yeah, I love edging and I love grinding. Yeah, I'm fucking it up now. I don't know. Hold on. I want to go out of this mode. I want to go into free roam. What I want to do is I just want to hit it once and feel good about it. All right, but I don't want to have to play the entire goddamn track. Where the hell am I right now? What is this? Oh, I'm outside Bowser's Castle. Oh, that's so sweet of you, Jackson. Would you say I'm the master baiter as well? There's also a trick here, so I want to try to show it off, but it's actually kind of difficult to do. Yeah. I actually genuinely hate this. How the rewind feature doesn't work. Like, Lakitu catching you resets it. What the fuck was that? Why are there other people driving? Yeah, free roam and rewind work together really well. No, 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 no. Okay, okay, I was able to do it. All right. There's a way you can bounce off the sign. Dude, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, let's, pretend we're driving in. Alright. It's like, I don't know. I feel weird about the whole free roam thing because I feel like it could be really nice if you had more control over your cart. I feel like getting this alignment here is way harder than it should be. Okay, I think the tricking is not gonna cut it. Also, the charge trick doesn't fucking work. I keep pausing instinctively. I have to get better at hitting the rewind key. Free roam, how do you do the waiting in traffic? Wait, how do you do the waiting in traffic meme? What? I don't know what that is. Dude, what? How the fuck do you hit it, genuinely? I was hitting it before with a similar alignment to that. You have to, I think, hit the wall at, like, more of an angle or something. No, I don't know. It feels like tricking makes it not work. I'm still gonna try tricking. There's a way to hit it. I've done it before. But I genuinely don't know how the fuck I got that much height. Okay, I hate this, dude. It's actually so hard to align yourself in this game in general. Okay, tricking is not the move. What I have to do... like this. And then you can trick off the wall once you get up there. And this is an intended strat. The Staff Ghost does this one lap. Can you fuck off? Holy fuck, dude. This penguin can't drive. Okay, I think I need to... let's do this. Alright, do that, but just better. Yeah, I really don't like the wall riding mechanic. How you need to hit the wall at, like, a very particular angle. Like, if you're too close to perpendicular, it just does not work, and you just straight up hit the wall and fall into the lava. I think it's really fucking annoying. What? Ariana Grande reference? I don't even know that one, honestly. Is that the name of the song? I don't recognize her. God fucking damn it. See, it's so weird because it's like a fucking... I feel like I'm in a Japanese restaurant hitting this sign. The way that it's shaped, it's like a fucking... you know when you're in Tokyo and you go in the houses and they have the wall up for people to change behind? That's what it's shaped like. It's Sweetener. I don't even remember that song. I remember that it exists, obviously, but I don't remember the song at all. Can we... alright, alright, alright. It's fine. Dude, like, why do I not wall ride? Okay, I feel like I just don't even want to do this anymore, but I've been doing it for so long that now I have to. I think I need to hold left. But then I don't make it. That's the thing. If I take the hypotenuse, then I don't make it. I don't get it, man. I feel like I'm hitting the wall the best way I can be. And I'm not getting really a bounce at all. Because you can't release it. Let me think about this. You can't release it while you're in the air. You have to be touching the ground for the jump to work. Dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I actually was able to hit this, like, at least 1 in 10 times when I was first trying it. Now I'm hitting it, like, I'm like 0 for fucking 30 right now. Like, I'm not getting close. I don't know what you're supposed to do, actually. And this was the build I was using, too. What the fuck? Honestly, would I even call it beginner's luck? Because I wasn't even getting lucky. I just got it like 1 or 2 times in like 30 minutes. That's not true. It was less than that. Otherwise, my original statement would not have been true. But I was also doing it in time trials. So can we fucking get serious right now? Holy shit. Why did it respawn me here? Don't do this, man. It's gonna respawn me further. Okay, no, actually it didn't. I'm surprised. Wait, so this isn't even the racetrack, actually. Because what I used to use for my alignment is there's these signs that are supposed to be there that have arrows, and they're just not here. So I don't know how to align myself if I do it like this. My visual cues aren't even visible. Okay, that was just wrong. Also, it didn't let me rewind. Isn't this so cool? Like, now, I'm in a situation, like, can you... I guess you just can't practice this with rewind. Because Lakitu picks you up. And then you're fucked. Yeah, I cannot rewind that. That's so awesome. So I legitimately, between attempts, I have to back up. I have to learn how to back up and not hit the lava. Actually, I mean, the lava kind of aligns me. But this isn't even what you want, because you're not going fast enough. Okay, so I guess the strat then is you go back here. You fall in the lava intentionally. It respawns you slightly. No, you have to go even further back. Oh, my bad, my bad. You have to go even further back. You just hold B, so then you get caught in the lava. And then they respawn you at a manageable spot, but you actually need more speed. So you need to be coming in, like, here. And I just didn't make it for some reason. I don't know. I feel like I'm so much more consistent at it not in free roam. Which feels so weird, right? Like, I've already hit it more often, I think. Like, what's the deal? Are the rock formations different? They shouldn't be. Something's up with this. I think not having my signs is screwing me. Here we go. Here we go. I'll just go off here. I fucking hate Lakitu. I'm just gonna say it, dude. He picks me up when I was fine. I would have hit that wall. I would have ridden up the wall. It would have been good. I would have been so happy. But instead he's like, oh, actually, you're not supposed to be there. Sorry, you're not supposed to be there. Little bitch, just fuck off. I was on the wall. Isn't that the whole point? To be on the wall in this game? Little bitch baby, dude. What the hell? Yeah, this does not feel like the track. Okay, I got it. I don't know. Because I think the alignment that you normally get when you're playing the track normally, you come off the ramp and you land in a specific spot at a specific speed, and like your alignment is just, it feels like I got used to it. But I would love to be able to practice that in free roam, but it seems like that's actually fucking toxic, because if you fail it, you have to reverse. You can't just rewind. That's insane. That actually makes me sad. That makes me sad. I had such high hopes. I was coming into the stream. I was like, I get to practice these things in free roam where I can rewind, and it's so quick and simple, and I can just grind things out. But what I come to find is if Lakitu grabs you, as he probably will in most of the difficult shortcuts, you actually can't rewind. And the only way to do it is to fucking back up. And it really, at the end of the day, isn't good practice completely, because the free roam tracks are missing certain elements, such as the signs that you can use to line things up. So really, that was cringe. That was all sad. I think I'm going back to time trials. That was fucked up. I think the only thing I'll practice in free roam is the question block ruins thing, because I was explicitly recommended to do that by a YouTube short that I saw. But yeah, it does not work for that shortcut. That's actually really fucked up. Well, I hope you liked what you saw, Jackson, because that took more time than it should have. I would have had better luck just trying it in time trials again. Okay, well, I'm glad, because I think everything I said, I would agree with. I don't feel like I'm crashing out as hard as I could. When I was off stream doing this shit, I was crashing out way harder. I was, like, banging tables and shit, but I'm fine. I have my reasoning abilities still. Well, hype. Glad you had fun, Jackson. Hope Ivy had fun too. See, she's gone now. It's okay. We had a different type of conversation after that point. But yeah, I mean, I think that the poop freak thing is gonna stay with me in the future. And I think I'm probably tomorrow morning gonna forget about the whole millennial thing. What did we even talk about? I don't know. What even was it? Kid named Tape. Dude, I was slamming tables softly and gently. Respectfully. That's what I said. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to bed. Thanks, as always, for coming to the stream. And I will hopefully be back tomorrow with going online, not doing time trials, most likely. But see you later.